Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, David. Hi, Felicity. Thank you so much for being with us here in Blu Radio. It's a pleasure. Merry Christmas.
To you too.
Thank you.
Guys, Felicity, I want to start the conversation talking about the empower of the young woman. Do you think that your role as a woman in space, doing such an import expedition, will help empower the young woman?
Well, I would hope so, definitely. I mean, it's pretty unusual to see a pregnant female astronaut, and I hope that would set a precedent. And yeah, without a doubt, I think it's really important that young women feel like they can do anything. And I found, even now watching certain things on television or film. I was watching The Crown recently and just seeing Olivia's portrayal of the Queen, and it gives you a bit more confidence to see that, that there's a not that I'm going to be Queen, but there's a possibility of seeing women in these extraordinary roles. It definitely is what inspires you, and you go, well, if I can see it, if I see it in TV and I see it in film, then it's definitely a possibility. So yeah. I would hope that more than anything.
David, I don't know if you, after the finish the movie, did you make yourself the question, what will it feel like the last human alive in the world?
Well, that's one of the challenges of playing these roles, is that you have to ask yourself that question. I mean, anyone who sees the film will know that mine and Felicity's characters have to really entertain the idea that we may be we may be humanity's hope, which is kind of an insane thought to have. And if you have it too long, your brain starts to fry a little bit. But what I love about the film is that it asks these big questions, and the film offers you little answers. And the little answers are the ones that I think ultimately are going to help answer the big questions, which is, how prioritous are you making your connections? What are the things you are looking after? Looking after this baby, looking after your crew, looking after your relationships with your family, looking after the planet. These are all things you can ask yourself, and then the big questions are going to have to take care of themselves.
Felicity, we talk right now about the climate change. I don't know if after the production of the movie, did you become more aware of the care about our Earth, our world?
I think in the last, particularly the last 5 years, probably, it's definitely, I think people are becoming much, much more aware. And those people who've been campaigning for much longer than that, for years and years, it feels like they are finally being heard. I think there was a deafness. So without a doubt, it has been something that you try and make small changes. I mean, it's similar to what David is saying. How do you affect change on a global level? And that is up to global directives. Massive changes in companies and how they operate, and operating in a way that causes less pollution. But on a small level, I try and recycle and try and be conscious of how much water you're using, and hopefully if all those little small acts, they build up, then across the world we can avoid what is looking like imminent catastrophe.
Guys, the time is over. Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure. Merry Christmas, Felicity, David. Thank you so much, and great movie.
Thank you.
Very much.
Bye-bye. My name is Gonzalo Lazari from Blu Radio Colombia. Hi, Kyle. Hi, Damian. Thank you so much for being with us here in Blu Radio.
Hola, Gonzalo. Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Kyle, this question is for both. How do you feel, or how did you feel to be an astronaut, even if was just for an instant, to Kyle and Damian?
I don't think I'd make a great astronaut, although I would like to go up in, what do they call it, the vomit comet? There's an aircraft that they use here in the States, I believe it's located, and they take you up in that, and they take you as high as they can. You're sitting back in the cabin, and then they dive the rascal, and you just float around for I don't know how many seconds you get up there, or minutes. I don't know how long it takes. Have you been in that, Damien?
Until you faint. I've seen it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it too. And I know some actors who've done it, but that's about as far as I think I'm ever. I'm not going to get on one of Musk's, rocket ships and go anywhere anytime soon. My wife wouldn't have that.
Damien, your opinion?
Tengo permiso de Kyle para responder en español, así que
Por
aprovecho y
supuesto.
les mando un beso muy fuerte a todo Colombia. Sin la menor duda, a mí yo creo que no hay niño del mundo que no sueñe con ser astronauta, ¿no? Entonces ha sido un tema recurrente en mi vida de manera personal, y ya estuve en el espacio antes con Ridley Scott y esta es mi segunda vez en el espacio, de manera que lo disfruto enormemente. Y luego una producción de esta naturaleza tiene todos los elementos tan bien armados que parece que estamos ahí, ¿no? Parece que la nave es absolutamente real. Las pantallas que ustedes ven es lo que nosotros veíamos también, de manera que hace todo hiperrealista, ¿no? Y nos ayuda a desarrollar el trabajo sin tener que pretender nada.
Kyle, I don't know if when you finish the movie, after you finish the movie, did you make yourself a question? What will it feel like to be a last human alive in the world?
Yeah, that crossed my mind. I also did some research trying to figure out how many people it takes to repopulate a planet due to genetics and what have you. I did a lot of thinking actually. So yes.
Damien, la misma pregunta. Te preguntaste luego de finalizar la película, ¿cómo se sentiría ser el último humano vivo en el mundo?
No, absolutely. Sí, sin ninguna duda. What I want is to hear what you, Kyle, found out about how many people actually, it's needed to repopulate a planet. Piensa uno en un montón de cosas, ¿no? Constantemente te asaltan todo tipo de preguntas existenciales, ¿no? Y en esta película, sin ninguna duda, ¿no? Cuando nosotros tenemos esta conexión con la Tierra de manera tan emotiva, con el personaje de Clooney y la nena, imagínate nada más esta distancia, y además imagínate lo que eso significa en los últimos 10 meses que hemos vivido, ¿no?
Claro.
Como yo creo que la gran lección de todo esto es cómo vamos a hacerle para mantenernos unidos, para reconectar, y gran parte de la respuesta radica precisamente en salirnos de nuestra propia burbuja y entender que entiendo que tú piensas que tu libertad tiene que ver con que no te pueden obligar a usar una máscara, pero no se trata de los individuos, ya no se trata de cada quien, se trata del bien común. Y pongo eso como un solo ejemplo, ¿no? Porque esa es gran parte de las cosas que aquejan a la humanidad, que no nos vemos como un solo pasajero en la misma nave.
Claro. Kyle, the last question is, how was the work with George Clooney as a director? Is a nice guy?
Yeah, it was. It's pretty easy, pretty seamless, pretty much of a really great time, and he's very much on top of his game, and he's very knowledgeable, and it was a pleasure.
Guys, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure, and saludos desde Colombia.
Gracias, igualmente.